motherfucking pole. I did a retwist yesterday, and that's why I have my scarf on, because I'm not ready to sweat it out. Um, I'm almost finished watching Swarm. It's still weird as fuck. And honestly, I feel like it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be the main character, not the main character. The main subject, I guess, Naja is an artist and her husband is Cachet, and it's supposed to be like a parody of Beyonce and Jay-Z. And the way that the main character is acting and the fans have kind of been acting, I feel like it's more appropriate to be like Nicki fans, because Nicki fans be crazy talking about some, oh, I got the address, but like Nicki fans are insane. So that's my little piece. um I'm so tired of people. So the other day I went to go open up a new bank account, and you know how they be asking for multiple IDs so you can prove who you are. This lady, I gave her my passport, and the US passport on the front says the United States of America. When you open up, like, it's a watermark of the American flag and like the eagle on all of the pages, really. There's like, I think even what the Statue of Liberty, like all of these motifs and symbols of America. And on the very first page there is like we the people with the American flag, the bald eagle, and above your picture it says USA. This lady takes my passport, looks me dead in the fucking face, and is like, what country is this for? What? I was like, I just looked at her because I was like, ain't no way you seriously just asked me that question. But she did. And so I said the US or America, whatever I said. And so she kind of giggled. She's like, oh, I've never been out the country. I've never seen a passport. Cool, but I can't let that slide because it's literally everything on it says USA. You would have been better off asking, is this an American passport? Which I still would have looked at you crazy, but to see USA and everything USA written all over it, and you still ask me that question, and like you be handling people's thousands of dollars, that's insane. Y'all just be hiring anybody. Crazy. um I don't really got nothing to talk about. I was just gonna come and do some more story time. I'm still reading the For the Girls cards. Um, did anything significant happen as of late? Oh, then what was the other idiot that blew me? Oh my god, what did he do? Cause it was somebody else that just like they said something kind of stupid. Shit, what was it? That was the first one. Oh, why can't I remember? Oh, wait, let me see if I sent the text. No, then the other day, I don't think this is what I was talking about, but the other day I had went to Lowe's, and I thought that they opened up at at like 6 a.m., but I think that's only during the actual week. I want to turn the AC back on because now my neck is hot, but it's gonna be loud, so I just gotta thug it out until I'm like an hour in. But yeah, I went to Lowe's, and I thought that they opened at 6 a.m., which they do during the week, but it was a weekend, so they didn't open till 8 apparently. But I just knew that they was open at 6, so I went and did what I needed to do. And when I got there, it was a fucking white man and his companion. Um, I think it might have been his daughter, and then like I was starting to get out of the car and walk towards the front, and they were already at the door. But then I heard them say that they weren't open. They were talking to each other. They weren't open. They open at 8. So I looked. I was like, God damn it! And I think it was like 7:40. Yeah, it was like 7:40, and I'm like, I went to the one in DC, and so I'm sitting there like, it's a Sunday. I can't even really it's nothing open. So it's not like I can go grab a bite to eat for real. And by the time I go anywhere, it's going to be open. So I just was kind of like, whatever. So I sat in the car and I think I started editing um, one of my spicy videos and was just waiting for it to open. So then this man, it's like, at this point, it's like 7:47. He comes back up to the door marching and pries open the door, y'all. Pries the door open. You couldn't wait 13 more minutes for them to open. So then they pry open the door and crawl through like the little opening. And I guess the other people in the parking lot that was waiting didn't see any of that. So they just saw people walking towards the door and disappear, because now everybody's walking up to the door in droves thinking that they about to go in. And so I'm just sitting here watching the circus like, y'all really, what is going on? Y'all some impatient motherfuckers. It say 8 a.m. clearly right there. So they did all of that prying. The other people just ended up walking up to the door and seeing that it wouldn't open. So then they just kind of awkwardly standed by the door, which then the guy and what I'm assuming was his daughter who pried their way in, because if you go into Lowe's, it's two doors. You got the first door, then you got all the carts and stuff, and then the second door you actually get into the store. So because they weren't open, they were stuck in the middle with the carts looking stupid. So then he pried his way back out of it at like 7:55 and then left. What you mad for? What you mad for? You could have been patient. And where did you even, because then, so then they opened up. I went in, and this is where I was really mad, right? Because then I went inside, and they didn't even have what I needed. I needed a box. I needed a heavy-duty medium box. And they ain't had that hoe. So you mean to tell me I just sat out here on a Sunday morning for 20 extra minutes waiting for something y'all didn't even have? Oh, I was livid. So I walked out, and then little Pry Boy and Shorty came pulling back up and went in like, what? But listen, not my monkey, not my circus. So I said, I'm on my business. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go to the other one. So then I went to the Lowe's in New Carrollton, which I don't even want to go to that Lowe's for real, because let me tell y'all something. Me and my mom went up there. I don't even remember what we went there for. And it was this, it's always the white people. It's always the white people. So we were checking out, and this dude was like on one of them like, automatic carts with the chair with the seat attached, and he's like, oh, do y'all need help? And it was literally, I think, like a bag of perlite and orchid, why did I just stutter that way, orchid bark and then like some neem oil or something. I was shopping for plant stuff, and everything could be handheld. He's like, do y'all need help? And I know that I'm supposed to be tapping into like my feminine and just let everybody else do it. But the thing is, I get really uncomfortable when people just randomly be like, let me help you. And it be weird vibes. And my vibes be right. What do I keep telling y'all? I need to listen to my fucking self, right? The vibes be weird. So he was like, y'all need help? He was like, no. He was like, oh, are you sure? I work here. I was like, no, it's fine. We're good. So, and my mom was also like, no, we're good. So we get in a car, and he's still walking behind us. And he's like, oh, can I ask you ladies a question? So we both look like, what do you possibly have to say? So he's like, who do y'all hair? Mind you, obviously I have locks. And, well, if you're new here, I have locks. But I also said I retwisted my hair. So no, a retwist could also kind of translate to like a twist out, 2-strand twist. I have locks is the point. And my mom has like a crochet passion twisting or something like that. But it's like a 2-strand twist. So like, who does your hair? So we're both like, we do our own hair. And he's like, how much would you charge me to do my hair? So me and my mom both look at each other like, what? And then we look at him. And so I immediately, he looked at me. I said, I don't do other people's hair, which is true. I don't. I do not like to do other people's hair because this is my philosophy, right? Like back when I was a loose natural and I used to braid my own hair and shit like that. It's nothing to me if a braid fall out. I'ma pick that bitch up, put it in my purse, and keep moving. Like I do it. I used to braid my hair to get my hair out the way. Okay, when I braid my hair, it's up in a ponytail anyway, or I'm braiding it in two fat cornrows straight back, like it's or maybe some space buns or something. But it's very rarely just like, especially when I do it myself, because I don't understand the whole tucking thing. So my hair be sticking out sometimes. So when I do my own braids, it's purely just to be able to get my hair out the way and put it up in a ponytail for a couple weeks, cause maybe like 2-3 weeks. Cause I think the longest I ever kept braids in my hair was when I cut my thumb off. And I didn't have no choice, cause it was crazy because I straightened my hair. I had some luscious little Bantu knots. And I had taken my Bantu knots out that morning, went to work. It was a normal day. And then cut my fucking thumb off. And I told this story before. I told it in Mini So 5, I believe, with Mo Money. Um, yeah, which was, oh my god, it's a cringy episode because it was like my first quote unquote solo episode. Anyway, yeah, so I did tell this story before for any newcomers. That is Mini So 5, um, where I cut my thumb off. And so then, because I had been in like the hospital and everything, it was just a hectic day. I sweat my hair out. And with one fucking thumb, I was like, I can't I can't do my hair. I need my hair done. So I went to the shop and got my hair braided. And so what? I cut my hair off January 29th. It's crazy. Let me just lay this little piece. 29 dates, okay? Cut my thumb off on the 29th. I locked my hair on the 29th. I graduated on the 29th. I lost my virginity on the 29th. Um, yeah, the 29th. Anyway, yeah, so cut my thumb in January, and I kept those braids in my hair until April of 2020. So January 2020 till April of 2020. So it's January, February, March, April. 3 months. That's the longest I ever kept braids in my hair. And then I took the braids out to cut my hair. And I just shaved that bitch off. Wave mango was definitely an era for sure. Wave era, like, and I was talking to my cousin when I was doing my hair yesterday, and I was just like, she was like, I know your arms burn. I was like, they don't even burn for real, because I had just started, and I was like, it's just like my hair has been looking crazy. So I've been pushing off the retwist for, let me take my scarf off so y'all can see my retwist. I've been pushing off the retwist because it's just so much. And I told y'all, since I've been trying to keep my hands out of my hair. Look at that. Look at that neck. Ooh, I made myself dizzy. I should not have done that. Let me drink some water. That's what I get for trying to show off, you know? Ground myself. What was I talking about? Oh, retwisting my hair. It was just like, I've always had really thick hair. And I've always had thick hair. And when I dyed my hair, the loose strands, it was just like bushiness everywhere. And so I palm rolled it, and then I went back in on a few in the front that was looking a little crazy. And I did some crocheting there. So I'm gonna go back through my head once I get finished with all the other shit that I need to do, and do that. So that's why I've definitely been trying to keep the scarf on so I can keep this retwist for as long as possible. I wanted to curl my hair, but I think I'm gonna wait to curl my hair for my birthday, which I don't know when I'm releasing this recording. So at the time of this recording, my birthday is like a while a while away, but I don't know when I'm gonna release this because I also wasn't looking at my calendar, and I may not release this in order. So you get what I give you. You know what I'm saying? So either my birthday is coming up or it passed. August 30th. Shout out to all my Virgos. Okay. Virgos get a lot of bad rap. Like, I really don't be knowing. I feel like every Virgo I know is different. I think there's a difference definitely between August Virgos and September Virgos. September Virgos is crazy. September Virgos are crazy for sure. I have quite a few of September friends. And I be telling them, y'all bitches is crazy. I love y'all. That's why y'all my friends. But y'all be crazy. And the only other August Virgo that I really, really know, it's funny because my friend Megan, she always thought she was a Leo, but she's a Leo Virgo cusp because Virgos start the um on the 22nd of August, I believe. And that's her birthday. So she spent a very long time in her life thinking she was a Leo, and then she finally realized she was a Virgo. So that is one of my Virgo friends that I love to pieces. And then Anton, shout out Anton forever, producer of many songs, but also the track for this podcast. Shout out to you, friend. He's a Virgo. And we definitely be on the same wavelength. Like, we just be minding our business and, like, peeping the crazy shit everybody else be doing. And so I just think, like, August Virgos are more grounded than the September ones. And every Virgo, other than that, though, like, but other than that distinction of, like, August versus September, I really don't see anything. I guess, like, but I even think, because people say we're like analytical and like judgy and stuff, and I think that might be more of an August thing too. I feel like September Virgos might be, but I'm spontaneous. I don't know. I really don't know. When it really comes down to it, I know me as a Virgo, I'm grounded and spontaneous, okay? But I think that might come from, like, my Aries side, because I really, like, people are always like, oh, like, I get it, you're a Virgo, but then when I say my moon and rising are both in Aries, they're like, oh, that makes a lot more sense because you be so spicy, you know? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that resonates with me. But, yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm not a huge astrologer. Like, that, I don't try to talk shop about astrology because I really don't know all of that. So, like, when people start the astrology conversation, I'll tell them what I know in my chart, and then I let them read me, and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense, I resonate with that. Speaking of which, I had somebody give me a human design chart reading, and that was, I think I mentioned in one of my episodes a couple, I guess at this point, a couple months ago. I think it might have been, it might have either been calling all fart connoisseurs, or the one either before or after that. I may have, because that was when I had COVID, and that's when somebody had brought it up in the group chat, one of the group chats that I'm in, and they were talking about how they were I think a manifesting generator or something like that. And so I don't know, but I went to an event, and this person, Diamond Drip, did my, like, they did she did a reading, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So, Mom, what do you want? If you ever come across this, I love you, but girl, I'm trying to record. And I'm not getting up. I'm not going to ignore the call. So I'm going to just sit here and watch it. But I am an emotional generator. And so what that means is that like basically it my emotions lead my decisions and lead me to like what I want to do. And so it's best, like that could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on like how you work with it. So it's best for me to make decisions after I've thought it out, like at least go to sleep on it. And then because I'm also an emotional generator, a lot of the things like I have to kind of trust that intuition of like how is this making me feel and what kind of emotions is it generating, because there's so much emotion with what I do, which I'm like, yeah, I'm very emotive. um, and then there's like I have a 3-5 profile. And so I was listening to her explain somebody else's chart, and so the 3 has something to do with like basically this like trial and error mindset, or like with experiences, and just like you just kind of keep trying different shit out and see what works, see what you like, what resonates with you, which I'm like, yeah, that definitely. And then the 5 part I believe has to do with like um the 5 has to do with, and if you know anything about human design, definitely holla at your girl. Let me know if there's more information I should know. I will put Diamond's link. You do have to know to get like a human design like chart. You do have to know just it be so loud in the hallway. Just like in order to get your astrology chart for your human design chart, you also need to have your date of birth, time of place, and that can kind of like. And there's some people, I know my date of birth and my time, well, the time and of birth and place. So I've never had to seek, but I've heard of other people that there are people that like if you know what, if you were born in the day versus the night, or like a general, like you can get kind of like a general reading to kind of help guide you with that. um but yeah, the 5 has to do with kind of like, if I remember correctly, helping, influencing others. Definitely, she was talking about like the energy aspect of like having to really be careful about energy vampires, and I talk about that all the time of like that's something that I've always struggled with. It's just like I know I'm a fun time. I be having fun by myself. I be having a blast by myself, and I be having a blast with other people, but I can quickly tell like when people, like sometimes it just be too much, people like latch onto me and then be confused if I'm not the same energetic person every time. Like I might be a little bit much sometimes, but I also know time and place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, um was there something else I wanted to talk about with in regards to that? Oh, yeah, it was really nice. So I'll put her website in the link if you want to get like an initial chart. So you get your chart. If you go to the website, it'll pull up your chart when you put in your information. And then she has like an additional, it's like a personal thing that you, like a report you can get. And it gives you 3 ways of like how can you kind of implement this into everyday practice. And then you can also buy like a 60-page detailed report that explains it more in depth. I was like, it's $50. I was like, when I looked, I was like, I ain't got $50 for you right now. But I like having met her and had the reading in person, and reading the little free mini. It was like 7 pages. Little free one. I was like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So it's definitely, I would spend $50 on it. To do that. So if anybody's interested, I do give a green light on that. Just to kind of get started. And she definitely, when I was reading it, I was like, okay, this makes because everything that when I was first looking into it, it was so many big words and so many things. I was like, I don't know what this means. Then I found like some recording of some man talking about stuff, and I was like, I get you, but I don't get you. It was a lot. So if you are interested in human design, I definitely recommend checking out her page. Uh, and I got here. Oh, and another part of that was talking about like me being an emotional generator, and like a couple other things that were in my profile is that I have to, like, every day I have to release energy, like, and I shouldn't go to sleep unless I'm they's outside being ratchet. What is y'all doing? I shouldn't go to sleep unless I'm like tired. Once I'm exhausted, that's when I should get in bed and go to sleep. Versus like trying to make myself go to sleep, which also makes a lot of sense. Like there's just some nights and I just be having energy, and and I'll go to sleep. And I have a irregular sleep schedule for sure. Um, yeah, that's my little bit. I'm still trying to remember because it was something else that just made me kind of question why people are so stupid. It was like the lady at first, and then it was something else that let me see. Did I text it or was I on the phone? Because I was telling somebody and I can't remember. Man. So I was like, I'm going to just talk about how stupid these people are. I can't remember. Maybe it will come to me. Um, so, if you've ever, okay, I'm for those of you who are listening and not watching, I'm getting ready to start reading the cards. If you've ever been catfished, I don't know if I've told this story before, but fuck it. If I have, I'm gonna tell it again. So yes, I have been catfished. It was Tinder. Fucking Tinder. Now you know if you've been here, I fucking hate Tinder. Which is funny too because Tinder is like really going hard with the commercials. And when I was doing my research project for my what was it? What class was that? When I was doing my research project for my psychopathology class, and I was talking about asexuality. Tinder actually had a YouTube video on asexuality, and I was like, wow, look at Tinder. So that was really cool. But otherwise, in the two times, oh yeah, excuse me, and the two times that I used Tinder, it was just like this is ridiculous. So was this the first time I used Tinder? Yeah, I hadn't become Mango yet. So yeah, this was the first time I used Tinder. And it was this dude, his name on the thing was JD, and we had been like talking about Lincoln, and he would send like he would only ever FaceTime audio me. So I should have known something was up, and we were like texting and shit. And then it was like one day we were supposed to meet, but he was talking about, so I did tell him, was I actually on my period? I don't know if I was actually on my period or not, but I know that like I had went, this is when Dixie was still a bartender, and I had like went to her job to just like kind of chill with her and pregame a little bit before I was supposed to go meet up with him. But it started getting later, and I had ended up mentioning to him like, I'm on my period, just so you know, so like don't even think about doing anything. um and I can't remember if I was on my period. That's not really relevant, but well, I guess it might be, because then of course, after I said that, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool, da da da." Sometime, like, I'm gonna let you know when it come through. Some time go by, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it's not gonna work out today because something with his mom." He was still living with his parents, which was fine with me because I was still living with my mom too. I don't care about niggas living with their mom, right? It's more so like, what are you doing? Like, do you have ambition? Do you have goals? Or are you just like freeloading on the couch because your mama's still cooking for you and you don't got to pay rent? Do you have a job? Like, what are you really doing? What what I'm saying? Anywho, is that job, like, I don't care. Is that job McDonald's? Cool. Like, we could talk about if you getting money and taking care of your bills and doing what you need to do. Now, if you aspire to be a McDonald's worker for the rest of your life, that's different, you know. If you're here because you need to pay the bills and you try and get on the right track, cool, cool, cool. But I'm not trying to date the regional manager of McDonald's because, baby, I got goals and that don't fit in with my goals. So anyway, that's besides the point. If you got a job, you got a car, and you got like you got a place to stay, and you're not doing illegal shit, you good in my book. I'm past all the days where that is okay with me. Even though really it was never really okay with me. It was more so just like, oh my God, I want somebody to love me, you know? But that's another episode for another day. Daddy issues. But back to Catfish. So he had said something about like something came up with his mom, like we have to postpone. Cool. So then fast forward to, I don't even know what prompted us to hang out this day, but it was like, oh yeah, like let's go grab a bite to eat. We can go to Chipotle. So it's during the day. I think it's like a random Wednesday or some shit. And he was going to UMD. So I pull up on him and I tell him I'm here. This is my first car, right? And I'm sitting here. I'm letting him know that I'm here. He calls me. So we're on the phone and he's talking about like he's walking towards the car. And I'm looking at this one dude and I'm just looking at him. And as he's like, the dude is on the phone saying like, yeah, you know, like I'm walking to the car. Is this you in the white car? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't see who I'm looking for. I see this one guy and like a couple other people. So this dude, as he's getting closer, I realize he is who I'm talking to on the phone. And at this point, he's at my car door, right? And so I should have. I don't always make the best decisions. And that's why, quick intermission. This is why I say be safe, make good choices, right? Because I think there's value in making bad choices, right? I've been fortunate enough to be safe with the bad choice, right? And the bad choice happens so that I can inform others and myself included to make good choices. Like, okay, this is what happened. This is what we're not going to do. So going back to that 3, like trial and error, right? There's so many predicaments where it's like, dang, maybe you shouldn't have done that. But I'm here to tell the tale to influence you all not to do the shit that I did. So any person in their right mind, which we've established, I'm not in my right mind, would have just like drove off. But before I could really process everything that was happening, he was in the car. And we're like, all right, what Chipotle are we going to? And yes, I could have kicked him out the car, but we didn't. Like, I know that there's some people like, why did you do that? I don't know, but we're here, right? It makes for a great story. So he's in the car and we're talking about like which Chipotle to go to. So we decide we're going to go to the PG Mall Chipotle. And in the conversation, I'm still just in my head like, ain't no way this the same dude. Ain't no way. So I'm kind of just caught, like I'm just kind of stuck. I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to do. So I'm just having casual conversation, still trying to process what is really even happening here. And in conversation, I realized that I went to school with this nigga. Like, he's younger than me, which is already, like, dating someone younger than me is really a hard no. So I'm like, all right, you already aren't who you said you are, and you're younger. That's crazy. Double whammy, and I've only seen you for 5 minutes. And then, yeah, so in the conversation, he's talking about how, like, we went to the same school and stuff. So now I'm kind of like, so did you, like, plot? I didn't say this out loud, but that's kind of like how it was in my head. Like, so you knew who you was talking to. That makes it even weirder for me. So we get to Chipotle, get the food. We head back. I'm intending on, like, dropping him off. And I end up getting out of the car. this is like my first car, rest in peace, Bella. She was like old school. She had to roll down windows. I had to like reach over and unlock the car. It was nothing automatic about that hoe. And besides the transmission. So somehow I end up outside of the car, both of us, all the doors are locked. My key is still in the engine. Luckily the car is not running, but it's like I'm sitting there like fuck. And my mom had the spare key. So I'm looking at it like, what the fuck? So I called my mom to tell her like, hey, can you come? Like, I need you to help me unlock my car. And she's like, I'm gonna come get you when I'm on my way to work. Da, 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 da. Like, do you need help right now? And I was like, I mean, I'm not dying, but like, I do need you to come get me. And so this is even further because it's like, why didn't you just say like, no, come now, right? She's like, well, I'm gonna come and get you when I'm on my way to work. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go into the dorm with him, and we're like eating a Chipotle. He's on one side of the room, I'm on the other side of the room. And it was just like I couldn't stop staring at him because I was like, this can't be real life. And he's just chatting about like people we went to high school with and all this stuff. And then he's like slowly inching his way closer to me. And at like some point he tries to take my shirt off, and luckily my mom calls, and I'm just like, yeah, I gotta go, it's my mom. And so literally like I'm karate chopping him and like moving away. I'm like, nope, I'm good, like please get away. And I ran for the hills. I surely did. And he was just like, oh yeah, like, let me know when you make it home, or da da da. And I didn't say anything. So then I think he texted me. Oh, I think I might low key still have the messages, but it's in my phone. So I think he texted me and said something about like, damn, it's like that or something. And I was like, so like I finally said it, like, so who's the picture? Who's your profile picture? And he was like, what you talking about? And I sent it to him. I'm like, this nigga, like, who is this? That's not you. And so he was like, wait, that's my profile picture. I'm trying to play stupid. That's my profile picture for real. Da, da, da. And I was like, yes. And he was like, oh shit. So he proceeded to tell me that he sold his Tinder account to his man's, and that was his man's. And so then he was like, at that point, I was like, you really think I'm Boo Boo the Fool? Because that don't even make no sense. Why would you sell something that's free? You can make a Tinder account. And then what happens in instances like this, when bitches realize you're not who you say you are? So what? And if you really did sell the account to your friend, why the fuck are you still using it? That don't make no sense. So you really about to take me like I'm stupid. So I just didn't respond. And so then he texted me like a couple, like maybe 20 minutes after that, and was like, wait, you thought you was talking to him the whole time? My nigga. So I just never responded. Then he ended up like a couple hours after that, he question marked it. So I don't know what he's doing with his life. I wish him well. I hope that he's not still catfishing bitches, cause that was real crazy, y'all. That was crazy. And I know it was crazy for me to put myself in that predicament, but it always makes for a great story. Let's see. If you've ever dated a friend's ex. Yes. So, in high school, there was this guy that I was friends with, and I liked him. We liked each other. And I vividly remember having a conversation with one of my friends about like, somehow, I don't even know what happened. Somehow her and him started dating very briefly. They started dating, and I remember sitting in a Wendy's, and she had brought it up about how like she didn't really know if she really fucked with him, if she wanted to date him, da 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 da. So somehow in that conversation, it did come out that like, oh, I actually do like him. And I remember her being like, oh, okay, like you can have that nigga. I don't care. So fast forward to a little bit after they break up, me and him start talking. And it's one day. Our fourth periods, me and him were across from each other. And while we were talking, what he would do, because he had fifth lunch at Rose, we had 8 periods and seven lunches. So no, six lunch. Was it six lunch? It was six lunches. Yeah, because first period there was no lunch, or did lunches start third period? It was four lunches: third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay, it was five lunches. So lunches started third through seventh period. So fourth period, I had art in, I don't know what class he had, but our classes were across from each other. And then I had gym fifth period. He had lunch. So he would walk me to gym, which was literally right around the corner, and then he would go to lunch. So this particular day, we're at the door waiting for the bell to ring. And I look down the hallway and I see a commotion at the end of the hallway. Because if you're familiar with Rose's layout, it is like a prison. It's like you have, when you walk in the building, you have like the main kind of like, it's like a rectangle setup. And then the classrooms are in the hallways. So it's like I don't think I can draw it out. What is this? Oh, Udom. What was I talking about? Yes. So it was like you have the main hallway, and then you have, my elbow hurts. I think I hit it trying to pole dance. Anyway, so I see the commotion at the end of the hallway, and I'm like, something in my soul is like, something's not right. So the bell rings. We start walking. Me and him get together, and I was like, slow down, wait a minute, because something don't feel right. I'm like, let the other people go. So as soon as we get to like the edge of the hallway where we about to be in the main hall, she, in one swift motion, opens up a Gatorade bottle, throws it in his fucking face, and it's like, you call me a rolling ass hoe with no brakes? Going off. And she kept saying it. She was going off. So he's sitting there like trying to wipe the Gatorade off his face. I'm sitting here in shock like, yo, what the fuck is even going on? So she's going in on his ass. And then she turns to me. And I'm like, Lord, have mercy on my soul, please. And she's like, and what the fuck you gonna do about it? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing, okay? This is beef between y'all two. So then, is that a voicemail? I think that's a voicemail. I don't know what that is. But that's a really, like, that notification will not go off my phone. You know I got ADHD. Why are you doing that to me? I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I think somebody might be leaving a voicemail. Anyway. So, yeah, she throws a Gatorade bottle in his face. And then turns to me, says that, and I'm in shock. He's in shock. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And then she walks away. Then this other girl is like, she's not mad at you. She's not mad at you. And I'm like, no, that feels like she's mad at me. Like, I don't. And this girl, like, we were very close. Like, we were very close friends in middle school, and we were still pretty close up until this point in high school, and we're friends now as adults. But he like walked me over to gym class, and then he went about his day. But there was like a group, her and like everybody else that was with her was like near the gym. And so the girl who was telling me, like, she's not mad at you. I rode the bus with this girl. She's like, she's not mad at you. She's not mad at you. Like, she was, apparently they were having a whole conversation about how, like, she don't got beef with me. She was upset with him. And that she was going to do something to him. And I wasn't going to be in it. So this girl, I let this girl convince me to go over there. But again, I knew that this girl was mad at me. And I knew I should have minded my business. So I walk over there trying to see, like, yo, what's up? And then she turned, she started yelling at me, and I'm like, nope, going back. I'm going to class. I'm not going to be late to class for this. And then, like, later that day, she had sent me, like, some really, like, amped up, crazy text messages. But eventually, down the road, we were able to, like, move past it. But yeah, that was me dating a friend's ex. And then I guess, like, that was the only time that was, like, really, I feel like, significant or memorable. um as I get older, like, people who went to high school with each other, or like, PG County is actually pretty small. So it's like, oh, you know that person, or oh, you date that person, or you see, like, oh, these people dated in, like, middle school or, like, freshman year, and now these people are married or whatever else. Like, I'll see couples that I went to school with. I'm like, oh, like, when did that happen? So yeah. And what about, I'm at 48, so I'm gonna tell one more. Let's see. If you've ever sat front row at a concert, I told y'all in the last one about Masego. I was practically front row with Jesse Reyes. And I have it on video, y'all. I love you, esposa. I love you so much. When she was singing only one, and when she sang it, ooh, I don't think it's nap time. Um, when she sang it, she's like, "I know what I like. I like you." She sang it, and she pointed at me, and she looked me in the face, and I'm not making it up because I have it on camera. So there's that. Y'all bitches. I just want to say right now, I posted an ass mango, and 48 of you motherfuckers watched it and said nothing. I hope every single last one of y'all, if you're listening to this or watching this, I hope every single last one of y'all gets stuck in traffic for an hour, because that just pissed me off. I said what I said. We're really only at 49 minutes. Okay, maybe I'll just finish this stack, because it's 5 cards left, so we'll see. If you've ever gotten a body piercing, so in total, I have, and I think this is like, before I count, it's like, at what point do you consider one, like, multiple things one, right? So, for example, I do have my nips pierced, right? Would that be considered one piercing or 2 piercings? Because it's a pair, you know? And I know, like, apparently in New York, it's a thing to do, like, one titty. I'm not gonna yuck y'all yum. I don't get it, but it's not for me to get. So it's like, in that case, yes, it's one. But in this, is it one or is it two? So for the purpose of counting, I'm gonna say it's two. So I'm gonna take a moment to think about all of the piercings that I have. Okay, I'm back. I have 18 piercings in total. Um, I used to have 19. I had a helix piercing. But one night I was, man, yo, I was so deep in that fucking nap, bro. I was knocked the fuck out. I woke up and my piercing was in my hand. But I had did that piercing myself. At one point in time, I was a little reckless and fearless. And so I had a stint where I did a whole bunch of piercings myself. So I had, like, my ears, my initial ear piercing, from when I was a kid. And then I think it was like the summer before my ninth grade year, my mom had let me get a second hole. And then I think it might have been my junior years, really, when I went on a rampage, and I went to my friend's house. My mom would not let me get a third piercing. So me and my friend pierced my ears, the third hole, and, like, took a fucking mattress a mattress needle and like numbed my ear with ice and like did the whole disinfectant and just pushed that bitch through. I'm too like it's crazy to think because I'm like I'm too much of a bitch to try that shit now. And so she did my third hole and that just like ignited a fire in me. So I definitely tried to pierce my belly myself. That really didn't work out. I tried to pierce my lady parts. That didn't really work out. Um and then I ended up doing both of my traguses myself. I had did my own cartilage and I did my helix, and then I also have a piercing under my tongue. And so I had did that, and then I kept the one in my tongue. I kept that. That was my junior year of high school. I kept that up until the summer leading into my sophomore or the summer leading into my junior. I don't remember, but I had taken it out because I had gotten my tonsils removed, and I eventually ended up my junior year of college. I just said fuck it and re-pierced it myself. And then I think I had pierced like two, maybe three other people's under the tongue. It was crazy. But yes, I have 18 piercings. Um, yeah. When I got my septum pierced, I cried. I think out of all my piercings, my nose definitely hurt the most, all of them. So why I have in total 4 nose piercings, I don't know. And to be quite honest, like I've been sitting on for the past, because I think I actually might have I feel like it might have been a year or two ago now at this point, but I had thought about getting a 5th nose piercing because I feel like I can pull it off for sure. My nose is big enough, and so I've thought about getting another piercing on my left nostril, to do that double. But I think when I was going to get it done, um, something came up. I think I got like a ticket in the mail, and I just never went back to get it. So who knows? Maybe. But that's like really the only other piercing that I would get. Um, I don't really want to get my tongue pierced because I am scared of that. Like I know eventually it's not gonna hurt anymore, but I'm scared of the initial pain, and also I just talk so much that I don't need people in my mouth. Because right now, if I'm talking too much, or too fast, sometimes people can get like they see like a reflection of it's one already. Goddamn. People can see a reflection of my under tongue ring, and then they be in my mouth like, "Is that a piercing?" Da da da. And especially like when I had it when I was younger, somebody was like, "Does your mom know about that?" And I had said something. Then I remember, oh, excuse me. My brother had peeped it, and one thing my brother was gonna do, it was snitch on my ass. Both of my siblings, they be so ready to snitch on me because they was like, I didn't get in trouble enough. You should have beat her ass. And I was like, damn. I mean, I definitely agree that I should have got a couple of beatings, but we're here now. I'm still a fine individual. My mom never beat me. The two like ass whoopings that I got were from completely different family members. My mom, she used to like smack my hand until I start crying. And then I quickly learned, like, then she was like, yeah, I'll give you something to cry about. Da, da, da. And so I quickly learned, like, let her smack my hand for a little bit and then pretend to cry and then let her do it again and then, like, stop crying. And that was kind of the end of that. She definitely told me to, like, go sit in a corner and think about my actions a couple of times. But I really didn't. Then there was, like, one time where, like, I've seen my mom whoop ass. So I always knew not to fuck with her. But this really hit home for me. It was like one time I'm sitting on the couch, and I think I was already upset with her over what, I don't know, but I was definitely a bitter bitch. And she got to playing around and stuck her hands in my hair and tried to be like, oh, it's so nappy, my hand stuck. And out of a reflex, my hand shot up and like smacked at her. And she was like, did you just try to hit me? And then like she was like, pow. And I was like, damn. And so that was really the only time I classify that as an ass whooping because it hurt. So yeah. Let's see. What's next? If you've ever sang in front of an audience. So, one of the very first times I went to Six Flags. So my next door neighbor, um, his mom, they used to go to Six Flags all the time, so they would always let me use the like bring a friend pass, and excuse me, the restaurant that's like in the back by the Mind Eraser. We had went there, and when we went there, they were doing karaoke. So I got my little ass up on the stage, and I sang my little heart out to "I Believe I Can Fly." You could not tell me I wasn't about to win a Grammy, an Emmy, whatever the fuck, all of that shit. I was about to walk home with all the awards. I sang my little heart out. I think I may have gotten a standing ovation too. And I was prepared to do an encore. Um, yeah. What's next? If you've ever been to any of the seven wonders of the world, I actually meant when I did pull this card out of the stack, I did not mean to read this. I meant to look it up. So I will do that now. Seven wonders of the world. Oh, all I had to put was 7W. So you have the Great Wall of China, the Chichen Itza El Castillo, the Yucatan, Mexico, Petra, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, Colosseum, and Taj Mahal. I think I may have been to one. So where's Yucatan? This is oh no, what? Okay. I feel like I may have. Where is Yucatan? Where is it? Yucatan Peninsula. Let me look at the map because ooh, when I went to Mexico on the cruise. Let me see. Is this still recording? Okay, it's still recording. They're taking out the trash, y'all. Where is? But we didn't get on a boat, so. So then, what do we go look at? I don't. Cause okay, so we went to Cozumel. So no, okay, so that's still a no. So then I don't know where we went. So we went on a cruise to Cozumel, and when we got there, we ended up seeing a tour guide who like he took us around to like the different his different friends and shit. So we went to like a little shop. We went and explored some ruins, which I thought were like the Mayan in Yucatan, but apparently they're not. So I don't really remember. I guess I gotta go back and look at photos to see where we were. Let me see if I can Google it. Ruins and let me see. Okay, so they were the Mayan ruins, I believe, or one of them. Okay, so it was the Mayan ruins that I did see in Cozumel. Um it was fun. It was really cool to see. Um so the answer to that question is no, I have not been to any of the seven wonders. However, I've been close to them. Oh, this one. I don't know if I'm ready to answer this one yet. So I'll keep that one out. Um you know what? I'll save this for a mini-sode for sure. This one. It. Do I want to read the card? Do I want to read the card? Let me read this one. So this one says, if you've ever been drunk off of a Four Loko, absolutely. Would I ever drink a Four Loko? I think the last time I drank a Four Loko actually has been in my like adult. I would say, what was I, like 20, 24, maybe 25. Me and Dixie had went in a store and we saw that they were still selling Four Locos, and we was like, fuck it, let's split it. And yeah, definitely never again. Shit, I might fuck around and go get a Four Loko. You know, I saw this reel that was like me waiting on the day, like it was like an auntie, and it was one of those commercials like, if you've ever drank a Four Loko, you may be entitled to compensation. And I'm like, I'm waiting for that lawsuit. I am waiting, because hold on, let me look up, because if you don't know what a Four Loko is, good for you. If you ever come across one, don't do it to yourself. They still have, yes, I'm over 21. They just look scary, for real. And they got all these different flavors. Let me see. The website probably isn't going to give you the true, like, let me, Four Loko. No, I don't want to go to the website. God damn it. I feel like I could find some crazy story on like Reddit or something. My 7th grade librarian had talked about yawning being contagious. So if anybody's yawning now because of me, I apologize. Um, so Four Locos are like 12% alcohol, which is a high percentage, and it is about the equivalent of drinking, like in one can is the equivalent to drinking a 6-pack of beer. And the combination of it's like there's also a lot of caffeine in it. So it's so much that like you're feeling awake and pumped and you don't actually realize how drunk you are. And so sometimes you might drink more than that, but it's just like it really isn't um damn, that's crazy. So it has caused deaths. Apparently a Four Loko was played a factor in the death of a 17-year-old, but also they had taken a diet pill, then drank that. That's crazy. Drunk driving mixed with other stuff. This is like, no, but yes. If you've never seen a Four Loko, good for you. Stay away from it. Um, Is this That's crazy. Four Loko. So whenever you type in something, I just put Four Loko in the search bar, and then it has like people also ask. So it says, how bad is Four Loko for you? And so Four Loko themselves has like, question: is Four Loko bad for you? Are there health risks associated with drinking Four Loko? And then the answer is, only if you hate having a good time. No, Four Loko has little to no effects on health when consumed responsibly, though any alcoholic beverage, including Four Loko, can lead to increased health risks when abused. I see how y'all saved yourselves there, but I'm here to tell anybody else, do not touch that shit. If you see it, their packaging is very enticing, for sure. For sure. But don't do it to yourself. Oh, Four Locos are banned in Michigan, Washington, Utah, and Oklahoma. Wow. Huh. Well, um, the card that I have is, if you've ever snuck out. So, I had a little stint of sneaking out. and I shall make this a mini-sode on Patreon. So, with that being said, yeah, go head on over to patreon.com/ two scribbles one poll. Behind the scenes poll play, which I did just record before I recorded this, and that's why my elbow is hurting. Behind the scenes poll play, toy talk, and Tales of Central Fandom, and bonus episodes. Y'all be safe. Make good choices.